In today's episode, we dive into a heartbreaking story of loss, determination, and justice. A father's relentless pursuit of his daughter's killer leads to an unbelievable conclusion. I'm Zoe, and welcome to Talescape. The story begins with Allie, a 19-year-old working her summer job at the neighborhood public pool. It's just a normal day at work, and she's wrapping up her shift when a man named Benjamin shows up. Benjamin, a local with a creepy reputation, works in pool maintenance and is looking for extra work. But when he sees Allie, he decides he's going to try his luck with her. Unfortunately for Benjamin, Allie isn't interested. But instead of taking no for an answer, he becomes more insistent and even tries to reach out and touch her. Allie pulls away, and this only enrages Benjamin. In a fit of anger, he strikes her, repeatedly hitting her until she loses consciousness. Then, he attempts to sexually assault her before covering her body with a tarp and fleeing the scene. As he leaves, Benjamin spots a woman who notices him and waves at her, pretending everything is fine. A short while later, Allie's brother arrives at the pool, as they were supposed to meet after her shift. Unable to find her, he starts to worry and calls their dad for help. Their father arrives, and together they search the pool until they find Allie in the maintenance room. Badly beaten, but still alive. They rush her to the hospital, but tragically, Allie doesn't survive her injuries. Devastated, her family seeks justice, and the police begin their investigation. The problem is, they don't have much to go on. All they know is that the attacker was a tall man dressed in work clothes who waved at a passerby as he fled. The woman who saw Benjamin is able to give a description to the police, and from that, a sketch of the suspect is created. However, despite their efforts and even distributing the sketch through email to local residents, no one comes forward to identify him. A year passes, and Allie's father becomes frustrated with the lack of progress in the case. Determined to bring his daughter's killer to justice, he takes matters into his own hands. He reaches out to the TV show America's Most Wanted, which had previously aired a segment on the case, asking them to air it again in hopes of gaining new leads. The family also offers a $25,000 reward, which the city matches, bringing the total reward to $50,000. But even with these efforts, the case remains unsolved. Then, one day while driving, Allie's father gets an idea. He notices an empty billboard on the side of the highway and wonders, what if the police sketch of the killer were plastered up there for thousands to see? Instead of the victim's face, which is typically shown, he wants the world to see the face of the killer. He calls around to billboard companies and finds one, Lamar, that's willing to donate space for free after hearing his story. Together, they place the sketch of the suspect and details about the truck he was driving on 3 billboards located along busy highways where thousands of drivers would pass by each day. It works. Tips begin pouring in, but none seem to lead anywhere solid. Another year passes, and the case still hasn't been solved. Then, out of nowhere, a tip comes in from a caller who believes they recognize the man in the sketch. His name, according to the tipster, is Ted Hoover. But when police investigate further, they discover that Ted Hoover is just an alias. His real name is Benjamin, and he lives several states away in Connecticut. Police bring Benjamin in for questioning, but there's little evidence to tie him to the crime, other than his resemblance to the sketch. So, the detectives get creative. They set up an interrogation room filled with photos of Allie and stacks of binders, making it look like they have a mountain of evidence against him. The pressure gets to Benjamin, and he cracks. He confesses to the crime, admitting that he attacked Allie when she rejected him, leading to her tragic death. Benjamin is arrested, tried, and convicted of first-degree murder. He's sentenced to life in prison for his crime. In recognition of Allie's father's tireless efforts to bring his daughter's killer to justice, he is awarded the Presidential Citizens Medal by President Barack Obama in 2011. And when he passed away in 2022 at the age of 77, Lamar, the billboard company, put up a special billboard in his honor. Thank you for listening to this emotional and inspiring story of a father's unbreakable resolve to bring his daughter's killer to justice. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to Talescape for more true crime stories and mysteries from around the world. Until next time, stay safe and stay curious.